Alright, quick announcement before we get into the video. Unfortunately, we did get eliminated from the playoffs. It would take a very crazy scenario that is pretty much not possible for us to make the playoffs because the Colts did win, and you'll see that below. What that means is this. Tomorrow, Thursday, I'm going to be doing an off-season preview video. So it's going to go over a few different things right before the off-season because I don't want the off-season live stream to be overly, as drawn out as it would be if I didn't have a chance to do a short video for you guys to catch up first. With that being said, the off-season live stream will be Friday, most likely around 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Friday. So you can come on over to Twitch at that time. I'll put a video out for the link. And with that being said also, I will upload a condensed version of the live stream on Saturday for those of you who can't make it for the Friday stream. So don't worry, you won't miss out if you can't make the live stream. So with all of that being said, let's get into the video right now. After defeating the Miami Dolphins last week, the Houston Oilers improved to 9-6, but unfortunately were eliminated from the playoffs. At 9-6, the Oilers take on the 2-12-1 Oakland Raiders. The Colts won last week and the Broncos won, and because of that, a playoff spot is pretty much not possible. The Raiders come in at 2-12-1. They are in last place in their division and are without Sean Witherspoon and a few other players. Essentially, they are contending for the number 1 draft pick, and if we can beat them, that'll help their case and hurt ours because we do have the Washington Redskins pick, who are currently, I think, at the same record. But if we lose, then we will get a better pick, obviously, because the Raiders will have a better record than the Redskins. So, with that being said, Dexter McCluster, actually that's Lewis Ellison, will return the opening kickoff as he does out to the 21-yard line. So here comes Sterling King. You never want to try to lose a game, but at the same time, it's a good idea for us not to. We're not going to tank this one, but you know. 2nd and 6 from the 25. It's a draw to Robert Turbin, who makes a spin move, and there's a flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be called back. Oh, wow. It's going to be a holding call on Justin Hunter, who is playing in his final game, barring the franchise tag, with the Houston Oilers, unless he re-signs through free agency normally after testing the waters. 2nd and 10 from the 21-yard line. King steps up and finds Kendall Wright for a gain of 7. King starts out 2 for 2. 3rd and 2 from the 28. It's a handoff to Robert Turbin, who makes a juke, gets away from the Raiders, and he has running room ahead of him. Robert Turbin out to the 30. Chased from behind and tracked down at the 15. That's a huge gain of 57 yards on the ground for Robert Turbin, who will seal the NFL leading rusher title for the 2016 season because both DeMarco Murray and Adrian Peterson, the two contenders, are inactive this week due to injury. 2nd and 17 from the 21-yard line as Turbin is now over 1,600 yards on the season. Pass is dropped by Kendall Wright. Went right through his fingertips as we take a look at the Raiders' defense. Anchored by Khalil Mack, obviously, and Lavaris Arnold and Jackson Chisholm, both very good young players for this Raiders team. 3rd and 17 from the 21. King, he's going to step up and try to run with it as he is hit and dropped. It'll set up a field goal for Raquel Lumpkin, who hooks this one right. His 2nd missed field goal of the season. And that will lead to Derek Carr coming out. 58%, 10 touchdowns to 12 picks on the year. Starting from his own 27-yard line, it's a draw to Andre Ellington, who gets away from the Oilers defense. And Dylan Murphy's going to chase him, but Ellington is gone. 73 yards. Another big run in this ballgame. 2 big runs on just absolutely terrible tackling as they lose the runner in the pile both times. The Raiders score on theirs, however, and they take a 7-0 lead. King is sacked by Kyle Williams as he tried to scramble to his right, ill-advised from the left-handed quarterback, and it results in a loss of 8. King steps up and throws to Gavin Escobar for a first down as Escobar gets about 25. Apologies. First and 10 from the 33. King steps up and throws it deep as it is knocked down by Arnold. Intended for Kendall Wright. Second and 10 from the 33. It's a draw to Robert Turbin. Turbin dancing his way for a first down. 3 carries, 68 yards for Turbin. A great start to the ball game. First and 10 from the 43. King moves to his left and throws to his right. Finds Delaney Walker underneath, who gets enough for the first down as they're into Raiders territory for the second time in this ball game. Second and 10 complete to Escobar, who is shoved out of bounds by DeQuell Jackson after a gain of 16. First and 10 from the 29. Handoff to the right as the Oilers keep changing direction. Gain of 13 for Turbin. He's almost at 100 yards already in this ball game. Complete to Kendall Wright. Next play, down to the 5. First and goal from the 5. Play action fake to Bishop Sankey. King rolls out, throws, and it's caught by Derek Carrier, the third string tight end, as his defender just lost him, never turned around for the ball. Inexperience by this Oakland Raiders defense results in the Carrier touchdown, and we're tied up at 7. And Andre Ellington gashes up the middle for 6. First and 10, single back set, handoff to Ellington from Cars. He's going to lose 3 in a gang tackle by Akeem Ayers and Avery Williamson. Third and 9 as the Oilers obviously have a lot of questions coming into this offseason as Carr tries to escape, escapes once more and is brought down by Michael Johnson. That will result in a punt. The Oilers have to address, obviously, Jason McCourty, who has been up and down all season long but is demanding a very high cap number, over $7 million for a player who really has not been worth it. Obviously need to address wide receiver and offensive line, along with potentially getting a second tight end and addressing the defensive line issues, especially in the run game, as the run game has been the obvious weakness as Kyle Williams gets to Sterling King once again. Run game has been the obvious weakness, run defense rather, has been the obvious weakness for this Oilers team, as their pass defense has been good, not great. Another question will be the free safety position along with kicker, as obviously Ethan Freeman has solidified himself as a starting strong safety, but Quentin Barkley has been up and down. Mid-season signing. The left guard position and the center position need to be addressed, along with maybe a running back? Maybe getting a backup running back to go along with Robert Turbin, as Raquel Lumpkin will kick this field goal through the uprights and good and make it 10-7. Obviously, corner is all right. Need some bolstering in the back end. Prince Mukamara has been pretty good. Will Bostic has been incredible. Linebacker has been excellent across the board. And, well, we all know how Jarrell Casey has had a great season as well. But a scheme change might be imminent for the Oilers, maybe switching down to a 4-3. We'll address all of this in the offseason preview. Now back to the game. 3rd and 11 from the Oilers 42. It's complete underneath to Jarius Wright, who gets enough for the first down. Carr is 5 for 5. First and 10, draw to Ellington, who's going to be tackled from behind by Avery Williamson. Gain of 9 on the ground. 2nd and 1 from the 20 as the Raiders have been pretty much unstoppable. It's complete to Chris Walls. Chris Walls ripped apart the Oilers last season, and he does it again here. The second-year man out of USC coming up big as the Raiders have a 14-10 lead. Coming to this ballgame, Chris Walls had almost 1,000 yards on the season along with 87 receptions. Seems like he's getting very close to that 1,000-yard mark. The Raiders have been dominant through the air all season, but the run game is what's worked for them in this one. 3 players over 800 yards receiving, being Eddie Royal, Alshon Jeffrey, and Chris Walls, each over 70 receptions. Andre Ellington coming into this game only had 550 yards on the ground. 3rd and 5, Carr looks, finds Chris Walls, and Walls will break free as Ethan Freeman tracks him down before he breaks into the open field, down to the 48. 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line, Carr. It's a draw to Ellington once again. The speed of Ellington and his elusiveness coming up big. 2nd and 2 from the 28 inside the 2-minute warning. It's complete to Walls again, who escapes from Will Bostic, and he is in. his 5th touchdown of the season. He's well over 1,000 yards now for the season as well, as Sterling King on 2nd and 1 from the 41 takes a big sack from C.O. Moore. 3rd and 12 from the 30. King steps up and is brought down, this time by Robert Ayers, and that's going to be a huge sack, as Derek Carr will get sacked by Bostic on the other end. The Raiders will go into the half holding a 21-10 lead. Andre Ellington on the final play before the half is over, gaining 8 on the ground. Can the Houston Oilers rebound in the second half, or will they concede defeat to the 2-win Oakland Raiders in the final game of the season? From the Black Hole, we'll find out right after this. And we are back. In the comment section below, make sure to let me know what you think is the Oilers' most pressing need. As you can see the halftime stats, the Oilers have the ball more, but the Raiders have dominated in every stage of the game. 2nd and 1 as the Raiders do start out with the football. It's a handoff to Andre Ellington, who is wrapped up by Akeem Ayers in the backfield. Loss of 1. 3rd and 2 from the 28. Play action fake. Carr looks, finds Bear Pasco, who was unguarded. Carr 11 for 12. 158 through the air, and Ellington is ripping them apart on the ground as it's a fumble! Recovered by Akeem Ayers, who will stumble out of bounds. Nelson Boenzi forced the fumble as Ellington tried to hurdle an Oilers defender. Huge turnover, could be a game changer as Robert Turbin gets the reception out past midfield. 1st and 10 from the 49. King throws incomplete for Andre Holmes. 2nd and 10 from the 49. King comes out in the shotgun. It's a draw to Turbin, who tries to get to the edge but gets nowhere fast. Only a gain of 1. 3rd and 9 from the 48. King steps up in the face of pressure and throws it behind Gavin Escobar. That pass is broken up and results in another Oilers punt. 1st and 10. Carr almost picked off by Prince Amukamara, who broke in on that route late. Almost got a pick 6. 2nd and 10. Pass is almost picked off again. Hit Ethan Freeman in the hands. Back-to-back drops by the Oilers secondary. Results in 3rd and 10 for the Raiders. An interception would be huge as Carr steps back in the shotgun, looks, throws to his right, and Will Bostic breaks up the pass. A 3rd straight play that should have been an interception. 3 straight drops by the Oilers secondary, but they do get the ball on their own 44 after the punt. As Turbin takes it up the middle for 7. 3rd and 1 from the 48. Frankie Bynes in motion, the second-year man out of Alabama. Handoff to Turbin to the left, and Turbin has the first down and more as he gains 9 on the ground at 130 yards on the ball game at only 13 carries. 1st and 10, complete to Escobar, a little high, but the 6'6" Escobar went up to catch it. 1st and 10 from the 15, draw to Turbin. Turbin gets to the outside edge and gets 7, setting up a 3rd and 3 for the Oilers. From the 8, King steps back, throws, and that pass is broken up as Escobar couldn't hold on. A Raquel Lumpkin 25-yard field goal will make it an 8-point game, but he shanks it! Raquel Lumpkin misses his 2nd field goal of the ball game. And it's still an 11-point game as Derek Carr throws to his right and finds Alshon Jeffrey. Bostic was run into by Ethan Freeman, and that caused some separation to result in the Jeffrey catch. As Carr sheds one would-be sacker is hit by Dylan Murphy and dropped. Murphy's 13th sack of the season. 3rd and 12. Complete to Alshon Jeffrey on the corner route. Jeffrey signed for over $107 million in the offseason and has paid major dividends, but it hasn't resulted in wins as Ellington is stopped in the backfield by Akeem Ayers. 2nd and 13 from the 34, draw to Ellington, who makes a beautiful spin move to escape as he's brought down by Ethan Freeman after a gain of 9. 3rd and 4 from the 24. Carr comes out in the shotgun, 5 wide. Dancing around, and he's going to throw this one away, which will lead to a Sebastian Janikowski field goal. The Oilers are now down 24-10. With 1:09 left in the third, Dexter McCluster will return this kick in potentially his last game as an Oiler as he's out past midfield. Brought down, potentially a late hit, but no flag. 1st and 10, Turbin on the counter will lose 3. Final play, potentially, of the third quarter. Play action fake for Sterling King. Feels the heat, hit as he throws, but it's complete to Escobar. 3rd and 7 as they hurry back to the line. King drops back, throws and overthrows Andre Holmes. Bad pass, and that's going to result in a punt. Oh, it's a fake! They've pulled this play out before. Bishop Sankey stumbles off the catch and is stopped a yard short. And that will result in a turnover on downs. Marcel Reese in motion, handoff to Andre Ellington, who finds a gap and gets 10. 2nd and inches from the 49-yard line as Ellington was stopped just shy of the first. Carr throws and finds Bear Pasco, who takes a shot from Dylan Murphy for making the grab, but it's enough for the first. 1st and 10, pass underneath to Alshon Jeffrey, who stiff arms his way through Quentin Barkley to get 8 as Carr is 16 for 22 passing, 227, 2 touchdowns, and no picks. He has been seamless in this ballgame. Play action fake complete to Eddie Royal, the slot man. Now up to about 900 yards on the season. 1st and 10 for Carr, who has time, steps up, throws, and he finds Bear Pasco, the soft spot in the zone for a touchdown. Carr's 3rd of the ball game, and it's now 31-10. This game is all but over as Robert Turbin on the screen fights his way for 16 as Sterling King approaches 200 yards through the air. 2nd and 10 from the 38. King is sacked. It's a fumble. Recovered by Khalil Mack. Huge fumble forced by Robert Ayers. And if you look at it clearly, that is the tuck rule. The Raiders get revenge on the now defunct tuck rule as Darren McFadden, haven't heard that name in a while, 24 yards for the touchdown. And it's 38-10, and Sterling King is out of the ball game as that pass is complete to Justin Hunter by Ben Baker, the backup man who was drafted actually in the 2nd round of this year's draft and cut by the New York Giants in favor of Kyle Orton, Mark Sanchez, and Ryan Nassib. Baker will find Taylor Gabriel, who gets enough for the first down and more as he makes a nice grab wide open. 2nd and 10 from the 42. Baker's going to try to escape, but he's going to be tracked down from behind by Wooten, the 3rd DT for the Raiders, who makes his 2nd interception of the ball game. That pass is incomplete. 10 and 4, Justin Hunter. 4th and 12 from the 44. Baker's going to roll out, stops, throws, but he gets hit and brought down by Ayers for his 3rd sack of the ball game. And that will pretty much do it. Final score will be 38-10 as this run will seal the ball game up. The Oakland Raiders improve to 3-12-1. That's how they're going to end their season. The Oilers end on a very sour note at 9-7. The season wraps up with the Oilers having 3 first-round picks. You will see our draft position in the offseason preview tomorrow. Stay tuned for the post-game press conference. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Moonlight Swami, and I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace out, Franchise Nation. This game was just disappointing. We're going to go into the offseason, and we have a lot to deal with. We have a lot of cap space, a lot of good draft picks. Comes in that we have the 4th, the 15th, and the 18th pick in the first round. But before I even get into any of that, we got killed out there. That's not how a playoff team plays with their season on the line. We couldn't cover, we couldn't block, we couldn't catch, we couldn't throw, we could run. Robert had another great game, but that was it. We were bad in pretty much every stage of the game. 2 missed field goals, punts going straight for touchbacks. Nothing went right. And kudos to the Raiders to win their final game of the season. But it was just a rough and ugly performance. and that is unacceptable. We need to play better than that. So, like I said, we have a lot to discuss in the offseason. Expect some roster moves, a lot of competition in training camp, but that's it for our season. 9-7 is as far as we go. So, I'll be seeing you guys next year.